Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and tonight I am going to be telling you about one of my all-time favorite video game franchises, Dead Rising. As a huge horror zombie fan, this is right up my alley, so I'm going to kind of go over the original game in the series, and tell you about the whole series. If you've been enjoying my videos, please subscribe to my channel, hit the little notification bell up on top so you'll be the first to know when I post a new video. I try to do them fairly regularly, but sometimes life gets in the way. Today I've had a little more free time, so I've kind of made a few and kind of spread them out. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Leave something down in the comments, something you like about the video, something you don't like about the video. If you're a fan of Dead Rising, let me know, and let's get into it. So, give you a little background. I've said many times in some of my other videos, horror movies and science fiction movies are two of my favorite of all time. Ever since I was a little kid, I kind of got into them. I think the first zombie movie I ever saw was the original Night of the Living Dead. I was probably, 9, 10 years old, something like that, maybe a little bit younger. And I remember it was a Thanksgiving, but it was like 1 in the morning. I was still up, and I remember it was raining and windy. And, growing up in my room, there was kind of like a tree branch that was close to my window. And I remember, I'm watching this movie just in awe. I mean, it's such a great, great movie, the original Night of the Living Dead. And, the wind is whipping, the rain is going, and the tree branch hit my window, and I, jumped 3 feet off the bed, scared the crap out of me. Anyway, so zombies are a genre of movies that I really enjoy. Anyway, this game came out way, way back in the day. I mean, maybe 2004, 2005, something like that. It wasn't a launch game for the old Xbox 360, but it was one of the first ever games for the system, and it was the first game I ever bought. So basically, it's kind of like based-ish on the Dawn of the Dead, the original movie, where it's set in, inside a mall. This takes place in a fictional town in Colorado called Willamette, and the main character you play as is a guy named Frank West. He's a photojournalist. He's, supposedly covered wars and all this stuff, and he gets wind of something going on, so he gets a helicopter to take him in, and, he sees that the army's got everything cordoned off, and he's trying to figure out what's going on, so he has the helicopter guy drop him on the mall. And, he gets into the mall and he sees, all these zombies outside trying to break in. And, of course, wouldn't be a game if they didn't. So they break in and, the whole game is basically you've got 3 days to figure out the truth about what's going on, survive, save as many people as you can, and get the hell out of there. So it's a great game. The idea for it was incredible. The only problem is that the hardware wasn't quite there yet. It was very ambitious for its time. Unfortunately, it's still a great game, but I hope they remake it someday with more modern technology, because it still just had its bugs and issues that drive you crazy. I mean, it's near and dear to my heart, but it's still extremely frustrating. The people you're trying to save, the survivors, are just complete idiots. You tell them to run one way, they run the opposite way into a pack of zombies. The zombies themselves are, individual zombies are not that bad. If you get swarmed, then you're in trouble. But basically, you don't really have traditional weapons. I mean, you can get a gun and a chainsaw or something like that eventually, but mostly you're just picking up crap around the mall and using that as a makeshift weapon. So it's just a great game. You have to unravel the mystery. You have to try to save these people and whatnot. Like I said, it's got its annoying parts, but it does have its charm also. I think the one thing I've always disliked about the series is, you fight these bosses in video games. In this one, they call them psychopaths or maniacs. I don't remember what they call them. You shouldn't be able to hit somebody with a rocket launcher and they get up and still come at you. I've always disliked the fact that the life bar for these bosses is, ridiculous. You have to hit them 1,000 times to kill them. Anyway, so, first game, great game. They had a little standalone thing that kind of segued into the second game. It was a very short game. It takes about an hour to beat it, kind of like a download-only thing, that introduces you to a new character who's the main character of the second game, and his name is Chuck Green. He's like a motocross rider. He lost his wife in a different outbreak. His daughter was bitten and infected, so there's a drug in this video game series that's called Zombrex that people can take every 24 hours, and it kind of holds off the zombie infection. So, he has to do a lot of things that are a little unsavory just to save his daughter, So the second game also kind of takes place you start in a mall, but you're in this place called Fortune City, which is like a smaller version of Las Vegas. It's another fictional place in Nevada. So you go through the game as Chuck, and you same kind of thing. You're trying to figure out the mystery of the outbreak. Whereas Zombrex had kind of eradicated the zombie plague, and then it's back. So you go through the whole game a little bit better than the first game. They upgraded the mechanics a lot better. The story was really good. Still like a couple of pain in the ass things, but the survivors are a lot smarter in this one. They actually help you fight. So that's pretty cool. One thing I forgot to mention about the first game, there's a very, very strict timer in the first game. You have to pick and choose what you want to do. Like, it is humanly possible to accomplish everything in the game, but most of the time you have to kind of pick and choose what you want to do. If you play it like 100 times, you'll figure out the method to do it. I never took it to that extreme. The timer's a little less stringent in the second game than in the first game, so you can get more done. And then the third game came out, which is my personal favorite in the series, Dead Rising 3, on the Xbox One. That was a launch title. And, that's when I feel the pinnacle of the series. A lot of people disagree. Everybody tends to like the first game. I just think the gameplay mechanics were so refined. There was so much more they could do. I think that was the first time the series really clicked for me. I liked the first game. I liked the second game. I liked that little in-between introduction, and also there was one after the second game leading up to the third game, kind of same thing. But 3 was just to me was the pinnacle of the series. It's set, a couple of years down the line after the second game. You're in another like fictional lost something or other, whatever this little fictional city is. This time he plays a mechanic named Nick. Long convoluted story. But the gameplay in that one is awesome. The timer is a lot less strict, so you have much more time to accomplish everything in the game. When I play these open world adventure games, I like to explore. I like to find all the collectibles, take my time, really dig into it. And 3 was the first game in the series that really gave you that leisurely time to where you could just, you still had to stick to your missions. You still had to, rescue your people and whatnot, but you had time to enjoy it. And the third game is when it really started to go over the top with combination weapons also. Being that you're a mechanic, you could create all these incredible things. You take like, an oar for like a kayak and mix it with a chainsaw, and or like a sledgehammer and a chainsaw was one of the other weapons, So it's just a really fun game. The third one was just an incredible game. So many more zombies on screen, so much more complex, and then Dead Rising 4 came out, which is currently the last mainline game in the series, and it was very polarizing. They changed the original actor because the character Frank West was back. People hated it. They did away with the timer. I personally loved it because, now I really had time to explore and take in the whole game. I get what the purists are saying, that, it kind of went away from the Dead Rising formula, that really stringent, very hard, unforgiving gameplay, to something that was a little more friendly for everybody, but hey, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I didn't care that they changed the voice actor. I didn't care that they changed the character a little bit, it has like a whole Christmas theme. You end up going back to the original, town of Willamette from the first game, and, you're in the mall again, you're in the town again. I enjoyed it. A lot of people, 90% of the people that are Dead Rising fans hate the fourth game. Of course, I'm the oddball in everything. I'm the nonconformist, so I really enjoyed it, But it's just the biggest tenets of the gameplay is like one man against like a town full of zombies, and you get your crazy weapons. You can use anything you want. In the later games, you can make combo vehicles, which is really cool. So it's just a fun game. I mean, they're punishing. They're hard at times. They're frustrating. They make you want to throw your joystick. But, it's just fun. If you like zombies, if you're a zombie movie fan, whether or you're a fan of Walking Dead, the comics, whatever, and you play video games, give this series a try. Start with the first game. Be prepared to curse a lot, but once you kind of get the nuances, then you're going to like it a lot more, But overall, like I said, it's just a fun series. I like the story behind it, the whole conspiracy, government cover-up, scientists kind of creating this stuff in the background, zombies. I mean, you mix it all in one, you put it in a blender, and it's everything that I tend to enjoy, So I just wanted to tell you guys about that. Unfortunately, the studio that was making these games closed down, similar to the Dead Space series that I talked about in one of my earlier videos. So hopefully someday it'll come back. It's just a fun series. I mean, one of the more popular ones. It's made by the same company that makes Resident Evil, that series, which I'll do a future video on. If you haven't tried it and you're a gamer, give it a shot. If you like zombies, look at some of the clips on it. I mean, it's just a fun, frustrating series, but it is a lot of fun just killing zombies in all these different ways and creative ways and whatnot. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in one of my future videos. If you have enjoyed it, give this video a like. Leave me something down in the comments. Tell me something you like about it, something you didn't like about it. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit the little notification bell so you will know when I post future videos. And I will see you in the next video.